Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for Wlbt Plus. My name is Kara Shirley, your digital news desk host, and it is Tuesday, August the 19th, and we are under a extreme heat advisory, heat warning out there. It is extremely hot. So if you have to go outside at any point in time, please make sure to stay hydrated and get shade if possible. Get rest in shade, takes time out from the heat. If you're watching on our website or through our mobile app, thanks for tuning in. And if you're watching on any of our social media streams, we appreciate you watching there as well. Don't forget you can always join the conversation. If you have any comments, questions, thoughts, or suggestions, you can always leave those in the comment section. And or you can just say, hey, it's up to you, whichever you'd like to do. I would like to, see who you are and where you're watching from, though. So if you would put that in the comments, I would really appreciate it. So before we jump into the news, let's take a look outside over Ridgeland, courtesy of our Renaissance Skycam. And you can see it is a beautiful day out, but it is hot. It's so hot out there. We are expecting some chances of rain, which we're going to get into in just a little bit. So stay tuned for that. So now let's go to the news where we had a major announcement this morning from Governor Tate Reeves, where a $6 billion data center is coming to the city of Brandon. So that announcement came from the governor's office this morning. It's AVO Digital plans to build in the East Metropolitan Center Business and Industrial Park. The governor's office says the development will create 60 direct high-tech jobs and hundreds of other indirect jobs in construction and other related industries. Construction is expected to be completed on this in early 2027. So that is some exciting news for the city of Brandon. And looking here, we got Britt from Kosciuszko. Hey, Britt, how are you? Happy Tuesday to you as well. Melissa saying hello and happy Tuesday. Same to you as well, Melissa. Thank you guys so much for watching. Jan says, hope you are having a good day. I'm having a great day, Jan. I hope you're having a great day as well. Appreciate you tuning in. So let's coming here to Jackson now, where a warrant has been issued for a woman who is wanted for a drive-by shooting that happened more than 2 weeks ago. So Jackson police say that 25-year-old LaDavia Scott will be charged with drive-by shooting, aggravated assault, and shooting into an occupied vehicle. So this shooting happened on Sunday, August the 3rd on West Northside Drive at Country Club Drive. A woman says she was driving home from church when one of the shots hit her windshield. Now, thankfully, no one was hurt in this. If you have any information on where police can find LaDavia Scott, please contact Jackson Police Department or Crime Stoppers. I remember when the story came out, Councilman Kenneth Stokes had a press conference with the woman who was driving the vehicle whose car was shot into. And she even said that usually her granddaughter is with her. And thankfully, that day, her granddaughter was not with her. But if you have any information, again, on the whereabouts of LaDavia Scott, here she is on your screen again, please contact Jackson Police Department or Crime Stoppers. Miss Sheila tuning in from Summit. Hello, Miss Sheila. I hope you're having a great day. Thank you so much for watching. And staying here in Jackson, 3 people, including a teenager and his father, have been arrested in a Jackson murder case that happened last year. So back in September, Marquez Scott was found with multiple gunshot wounds on Highway 80 near State Street. Investigators believed he had actually been shot on Booker Street. So late last month, a warrant was just issued for Cardero Hardin, who turned himself in. He now has a $1 million bond. A few days later, a warrant was issued for his son, 15-year-old Cardero Hardin Jr. He was arrested last Wednesday. And Mario Brown was also arrested for his involvement in this. Bond was set at $1 million for him as well. And there is an update on a vacant house fire that happened in Jackson on West Street. So this is what the scenes look like. I'm sorry, the scene looked like when our crews arrived at 5:30 this morning when the fire was happening. So we've since learned that one firefighter received minor injuries while putting out that blaze. He is expected to be fine. There's no word yet on what started the blaze, on what caused it, but we are looking into it as soon as we get updates on this, and also updates on the status of the firefighter. Even though they are expecting him to be fine, once we get an update, we will certainly update you on that as well. Miss Katie here says that she is watching. Hello, Katie. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you. Now, some big news for Mississippi National Guard soldiers, as it was announced that they are being sent to the nation's capital. So Governor Tate Reeves issued a statement that says, "I've approved the deployment of approximately 200 Mississippi National Guard soldiers to Washington, D.C. to support President Trump's effort to return law and order to our nation's capital. Crime is out of control there, and it is clear something must be done to combat it. Americans deserve a safe capital city that we can all be proud of. I know the brave men and women of our National Guard will do an excellent job enhancing public safety and supporting law enforcement." The governor's approval follows President Trump's executive order federalizing local police forces in Washington and activating about 800 DC National Guard members. So we will keep you updated on that and let you know what is the status and what is going on with that and those National Guard members. And of course, as they prepare to go to Washington, D.C., our thoughts and prayers are with them and their family. And in Madison County, the battle over 350 acres of land near the future Reunion Parkway interchange in Madison County is now moving to a higher court. So Circuit Court Judge Steve Ratcliffe struck down the Board of Supervisors' decision to rezone the 350 acres owned by the Bozeman Family Limited Partnership last week. He said that it amounted to contract zoning. Supervisors yesterday voted 3-2 in an executive session to appeal the judge's decision. And of course, you can read more about this on our website here at Wlbt.com. And yesterday, Jackson's new apartment task force met for the first time. The Mayor John Horn created the team to address issues at apartment complexes like the Blossom Apartments and other problems people face while living in multi-family housing. The mayor is calling for more accountability for landlords and how they manage their properties and pay their bills. Some of the topics at the first meeting included evaluating the city's existing housing options and how property owners might be held accountable for neglect.
Well, I think the problem that we have with landlords, they live out of the state. I think it need to be addressed through the legislature, how we can be able to bring them in line with their responsibility. And I think we need some legislature put in place on that behalf.
It's going to happen again. Based on what we're hearing, there are at least 15 folks that are having egregious bills owed to Jackson Water that are somehow going to have to be addressed or paid. And so what is the city's response to all of this?
The next meeting of the apartment task force is set for September the 8th. And speaking of apartments, Mayor Horn says that he will not ask a federal judge for any more extensions to keep the water on at the Blossom Apartments. So last Wednesday, Judge Henry Wingate ordered the water to remain on at the complex on Woodbine Street for an additional 7 days. Mayor Horn says the city may have to use emergency shelter grant funds to put some of the residents up at local hotels on a temporary basis. And that's because only a handful of those tenants that live at Blossom Apartments have found a new place to live. So our thoughts and prayers are with them. Hopefully they'll be able to find somewhere to live, and hopefully the owner of Blossom Apartments will be held accountable to whatever measures he can be for this egregious oversight in bill paying and taking care of his tenants. And staying here in Hinds County, rather, after 1 year on the job, the director of public works in Hinds County is stepping down and taking the same job in the city of Byram. So the city's board of aldermen voted unanimously to hire Dexter Shelby, and he actually started the new job yesterday. Mayor Richard White says Shelby expressed interest in the city job multiple times in the past, and he's actually taking a $20,000 pay cut to make this move from Hinds County to go work in Byram. Before we look at the forecast and we give you more, tell you about how screen time can be affecting your children's health, let's hear from our sponsors at Jackson Water.
Time for a neighborly tip from Jackson Water. Is it okay to pour fats, oils, and greases down the drain if I run hot water?
No!
What if I run the garbage disposal?
No!
How about if I use dish soap at the same time?
No!
Instead, hang on to a few containers to store and toss old cooking fat and grease once you're done. Jackson Water. Water for all the time.
And thank you to Jackson Water for sponsoring WLBT Plus, making it possible for us to bring you this show weekdays at 1 o'clock. So let's look outside right now at our current temperatures and let's look at our current temperature map and see what we're looking like around the area. Lexington, 101 degrees. Here in Jackson, we are sitting at 96. And really, we're just sitting at extremely hot outside everywhere. 96 may be the actual temperature here in Jackson, but the feels like temperature is 107. Again, like I said earlier, we are currently under an extreme heat warning right now. So if you are working outside, you have to be outside. Please make sure you drink plenty of water, you stay hydrated, and you get rest in the shade and air conditioning if possible. If we look at our current radar, you see we have a little bit of rain in Rankin County and Simpson and Lawrence County, but nothing widespread, just spotty afternoon, summertime showers. And as we look over our next 12 hours, staying about 20%, which is normal for this time of year, as we go to 0% in the overnight hours. Our next 7 days has an increased chance of rain on Thursday and Friday. But for the most part, the temperature is going to be remaining the same throughout the next 7 days. So again, we are under that extreme heat warning. How long will this extreme heat last? Is there anything that we should be paying attention to out in the tropics? For that information, be here at 2:30 with our First Alert weather team. They'll be able to give you all the details on all of that and break down your forecast for you much better than I can. So 2:30 today, they will be here with them. Now, going to how screen time can actually affect your child's health. They say that the extended time that your children spend on cell phones, game consoles, and other devices can actually be hurting their heart. So according to the American Heart Association, excessive screen time contributes to cardiometabolic disease. A recent study of 10-year-olds and 18-year-olds in Denmark found the time spent on phones, gaming consoles, and other devices puts their heart at risk. The link between screen time and heart problems was stronger among young people who slept fewer hours.
The thought that heart disease affects, people who are older is a misnomer. We see it more and more often where people are in their 20s, 30s being affected by heart problems that you typically wouldn't think about at that age.
So experts recommend parents start young by limiting screen time access, more screen time earlier, going to bed sooner for longer, and placing phones, gaming consoles, and other devices in the parents' room overnight while charging. And of course, encouraging exercise and outdoor activities for those kiddos. And if you have children, you're no doubt worried about how to keep them safe from online predators, especially with the increase in screen time that is happening. So, 16-year-old Walker Montgomery of Starkville ended up taking his own life when he was the target of a so-called sextortion scheme. His family is now partnering with a nonprofit organization called Next Talk in an effort to raise awareness of the risk for others. They've started what they call Walker's Promise, and it's an outline pledge that parents can sign to say they plan to keep all devices out of their children's bedrooms and bathrooms.
There's a lot of teeth to that, to just this action, right? So one of them is just the physical prevention of something happening in the middle of the night. That's one thing. The other thing is it starts an accountability conversation. We know that most of these problems are solved through relationships. And so starting that relationship with your kids and starting to let them know, hey, mom and daddy care. They care about what I'm seeing. They care about what I'm talking about. They care about me.
This is all of the at-home. This is all of the at-home piece. But Montgomery says that has said that there are additional responsibilities that fall on the tech companies. Just last week, the U.S. Supreme Court, of course, allowed for Mississippi's law to remain in effect, which requires that there be parental approval and age verification for minors who are getting social media accounts. So this, of course, forces all of social media platforms to do that age verification to help ensure minors aren't exposed to harmful content. And looking back, it is the 19th of August, which means in just 10 days, August the 29th, will be the anniversary of Hurricane Katrina 20 years ago. It's crazy. It doesn't seem like it has been 20 years. But then again, at times it seems like it's been a lot longer. So the hurricane hunters are sharing their unique perspective with the Mississippi Coast Historical and Genealogy Society in Biloxi. So Lieutenant Colonel Sean Cross spoke with a crowd about the history of the hurricane hunters, and he offered an in-depth look at what their missions look like. Cross himself flew into Hurricane Katrina before it came ashore and virtually destroyed the Gulf Coast 20 years ago. He says he'll never forget what the storm looked like from above as he thought about what lay in its path.
We were sitting there loitering, waiting right off the tip of Florida as she came off and rapidly exploded into a powerful Category 1 hurricane. We flew it all that morning and landed back here in Biloxi. And by the time I woke up that afternoon after flying all night long and into the late morning, she had exploded into the Gulf. As everybody remembers, you could see the shots on satellite and stuff like that. It took up the entire Gulf pretty much. At that point, the squadron had already evacuated to Houston, Texas to continue flying the storm until it made landfall here.
Again, Hurricane Katrina came ashore here in Mississippi, August the 29th of 2005. And it was a devastating storm for the state of Mississippi. Guys, that is it for WLBT Plus today. Our first alert weather team will be here at 2:30, and I will be back tomorrow for your top 3 from WLBT and, of course, WLBT Plus at 1 o'clock. I hope to see you then. Remember, if you're going to be outside, we are under that extreme heat warning. Take proper precautions, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.